I mean, where do I even begin? Alright, now that my heart rate is down, let's do a quick reaction recap. And let's do it fast, because I really want to get back to playing Metroid Prime Remastered. Today's Direct just smacked me in the face hard right off the bat. Pikmin 4 gameplay reveal, release date, and new type. We're coming at you live from the Cyan Onion, and we now have Ice Pikmin. The design is pretty simple, but the execution looks incredible. Throwing them can freeze entire bodies of water for the captains to cross. I mean, this whole thing looks incredible. The art style is great, that's definitely not Brittany, it's 4 new captains, and we have a dog. Plus, it looks like we might be going underground again. So I could not be more excited for our July 21st release date. I'm not gonna say too much more since my next video will be a full analysis, so subscribe to the channel if you're interested in hearing me talk about that more, but I just want to leave off and say it feels so darn good to actually be in a Pikmin hype cycle. Let's go! I'm not going to talk too much on Xenoblade, but real quick, we got a lot more than I was expecting, and it looks awesome. The new wave in Hero was revealed and is set to release in just a few days, which is amazing news. I can't wait to jump back in. But what's kinda crazy is that we're actually getting a really cool looking roguelike mode where we can pick our party of heroes. An unexpected idea, but a mode I know I'm going to be spending a lot of time in. To close out though, the look at Volume 4 is the real big deal here. I flew out of my chair seeing the characters we just saw. I will leave the analysis and potential implications of that to the professionals, but wow, what a start to this Direct. I did predict we'd see Splatoon DLC, but not in this capacity. In Wave 1, we'll be heading back to Inkopolis, which is such an amazing bit of fan service. That wave launches this spring, and we got a surprise look at Side Order, which looks to me like the single-player DLC with a kinda trippy monocolor thing going on. No release window, but I can't wait. If it's going to be anything like the Octo expansion, it's going to be amazing. Continuing on with DLCs, Fire Emblem Engage's Wave 2 of Emblems is out today. That's pretty amazing, and there's a hefty lineup here, including some of the icons from the 3DS era Fire Emblems, which I love because that's where most of my nostalgia lies with the series. Pretty sure many of you feel the same too. Quickly want to mention that Kirby and Octopath demos are both out today as well. That's great news, but even though I normally would, I probably won't be touching those right away due to a certain other shadow drop we'll talk about in a bit. Also, it appears that Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp is actually coming out in late April. I'm happy to see that this will hopefully be able to see the light of day this year. And if you ask me, April's actually a pretty good time for this game, because it might be the perfect time killer that I'll need during those agonizingly long days leading up to Zelda's May 12th release. This Direct probably had the best shadow drops I can ever remember, and one of those shadow drops is the addition of Game Boy and GBA games coming to the Nintendo Switch online service. This also includes Game Boy Color as well. I've been holding out for this for a long time. I've made a series of videos on my channel trying to predict the games that will come in this very thing, so watch those if you want to see how right or wrong I was about the launch lineups. This is fantastic news, and I recently became an expansion pack holder, so I'm pumped to be having access to all these games on Switch now. No mainline Pokemon games were announced, but now that this platform exists, I think this opens the door quite nicely for potential Pokemon Day announcements of the classic games on Switch. Pokemon Day is at the end of this month, so we'll have to wait until then to find out. And here I just about lost my mind as Metroid Prime Remake is out today. Shout out to Nintendo on the dramatic pause before revealing the release date. I'm floored with how absolutely gorgeous it is. If Prime 4 looks anything like this or better, we are in for a treat. I just played the tutorial, but had to put it down to make this video, but it feels amazing. There's dual stick aiming and gyro now. It's just fantastic. Just what an absolute treat. I thought if anything was gonna shadow drop today, it was gonna be Silk Song, but man, I will take this for sure. I have to eat my words because I've said that Metroid Prime Remake was a ridiculous concept, and I would much rather have the trilogy, and while I still kinda believe that, I just want to say, Thank you, Nintendo, because now I get to revisit one of my favorite games of all time in a sweet new HD engine. This is truly the best timeline. A few quick shoutouts before we end. A new Professor Layton release was revealed. It's not a series I'm familiar with as of yet, but I'm excited for those fans. This was just a teaser, no release date on it yet. Also, we got a first look at the Baten Kaitos remasters, which look really great actually. These are games I've always wanted to check out, so maybe I'll jump into these this year too. They're available this summer. The new Yoshi's Island course in Mario Kart 8's Wave 4 looks incredible, and we'll be able to race as Birdo of all color varieties. This opens the door for more characters to join the game in DLC, which is really cool news. I'm excited for the future of Kart. And lastly, we got the biggest look at Zelda Tears of the Kingdom we've gotten so far. There is so much here, honestly, that it needs its own video. But I just want to say, any fears people had of it not living up to the hype should pretty much be completely gone at this point. This game looks massive, there's so much new and just so much going on. And it's holding firm on that May 12th release date, which is kind of a relief. It's going to be Nintendo's first $70 game release, something that kinda snuck under the radar, but should also speak to the massive scale this game is probably going to have. I'm pretty much at a loss for words with Tears of the Kingdom at this point. While this trailer wasn't quite the Breath of the Wild Switch presentation trailer, and maybe we will get another one like that at a later date, but with the amount of material it did give, it honestly feels like Christmas morning right now. Another February means another Direct in the books, and for my money, it certainly didn't disappoint. Let's talk all about the Direct in the comments below. Let's start a discussion so we can let out some of this excitement. I've said it before and I'll say it again. It's the best time in history to be a Nintendo fan, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride. Thanks for watching as always, and I'll see you again soon for more quality Nintendo content.